Pompey Sound. Updates, the latest from Fratton Park, on the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Click pigletspantry.co.uk to get your fill.
John Messino is asked whether he's likely to give some of his borderline players, particularly youngsters on loan, a run out on Saturday.
I am not sure about team selection yet. There are going to be a lot of conversations around what we do on Saturday, but we still want to win the games, so that's an important factor. We will take a view on all of those things, try to put up a strong squad, look at opportunities which we might need to give players, and go from there. We've had all of a sudden in the past few weeks, 25 fit players to choose from at times. It has left some players who have been really good this year for us unfortunately out of the squad, but the most important thing is for us to pick up results. Kaidi and Marco Mahoney have taken it really well. I've tried to be honest with them about what I think they can do better with performances and why they have found themselves out of the squad. Some of it is about a bit of luck as well, with it also being crunch time at this time of the season. We're just going to have to make decisions which we think are going to help the team.
Yes, John Messino's biggest concern at the moment is probably whether he's going to last the 90 minutes in the Alan Knight match that's been arranged to help him generate funds for the prostate cancer charity that he's working with. And John Messino, and I believe John Harley also, is going to turn out. So it'll be a game to remember because there's going to be quite a few famous faces there as well. But is John Messino that concerned about these last two games of the season, Sheffield Wednesday and then Hull? Hull will be a bit of a carnival. There will be a party atmosphere at Fratton Park, and quite rightly too. And the players and their wives and girlfriends and children will no doubt be paraded around the ground at the end of the game, and we will all stay for that to the last minute, even though the bar beckons. The bar always beckons after the game, doesn't it? But on this occasion, we have something to celebrate. The players, the staff, the owners, and the fans have all made a contribution to this being yet another memorable season under John Messino. And when he's tackled by the press as to whether he's going to let some of the youngsters, some people who haven't had too much game time, have a little run around against Sheffield Wednesday or Hull, naturally he takes the question seriously and bats it away beautifully as well, because this is what this man, who is now being talked of in many places as being the GOAT of Pompey managers, this is another thing he's good at, giving interviews. John Messino is asked, was it a gamble bringing veteran Matt Ritchie all the way down to the south coast?
We all knew Matt had the ability there, it was just making sure he had the fitness to match it. It took him a bit of time to get going at the start of the season in terms of his match fitness and match sharpness. He's a player who has a tremendous pedigree, played a huge amount in the Premier League and been a massive part of what Bournemouth and Newcastle have done over the years. However, he hadn't played a huge amount in the past couple of years and hadn't had a full pre-season. So we needed to take our time with that and make sure he was right. With hindsight, I thought it worked out pretty well because we have a fit Matt Ritchie for 40 games, and he hasn't missed any. It was important to have him in the way we want to press, in the way he leads on the football pitch. What we've seen, particularly in recent weeks, is some of the quality, such as the delivery for Colby's first goal at Norwich. That's the effect he can have in games in an attacking sense as well. To be able to do that at that age is pretty amazing.
It's going to be a very pleasant nightmare, isn't it, if there is such a thing, for all Pompey fans choosing their player of the season, because there are so many deserving candidates. I would go so far as to say more than half the team have got a shout at being player of the season. I know that one supporters group have already voted Conor Ogilvie as their player of the season, and of course he's in with a huge shout, but so is Matt Ritchie. If you listen to what John Messino was just saying then, and again reading between the lines, he has been pivotal. Good word. Who else has been pivotal? So many people have been pivotal, and so many people have been team players. Marlon Pack, for example, has taken on the chin, and he's got a big chin, all the twists and turns of this season. And he must have his private sadnesses, that he's lost that half a yard of pace, perhaps. It doesn't quite get made up for by knowledge and experience and what have you. But he has not batted an eyelid. He's got on with it. He sat on that bench. He's come off when he was needed. I'd be tempted to vote for him, but then I'd be tempted to vote for Regan Poole as well, who's come back into the side and he's held us together at the back. I'd be tempted to vote for Schmidt, who is he's got no better when it comes to shot stopping. Nobody stops shots better than him. He reminds me of Schmeichel, actually. Who else? Well, obviously Josh Murphy, for goodness sake. He would make the championship team of the season, wouldn't he? He'll walk into it. I mean, they've got his name there now in ink. He's been fantastic. Who else? Well, Colby Bishop. To come back from open heart surgery and start banging them in. A little bit rusty to begin with, perhaps. Missed a penalty, got a bit of stick, gave it back, then scored that hat-trick. Did you not see him kissing that ball? That was his hat-trick. And that match ball, I wonder where it is. Pride of place, I would hope, in a trophy cabinet that's got a few trophies. Because he's been player of the season, hasn't he, for the last 2 years. Who's going to stop him getting another hat-trick? Who? Well, Freddie Potts has got a shout. It would be a strange thing to vote as player of the season, somebody who's already packed his suitcases and is on his way back to Barking, or wherever he lives. But he's in with more than a shout, isn't he? What a class player. What a privilege to have him in a blue shirt for an entire season. He will play for England. He'll play a lot of games for England, won't he? And he was once one of ours. So him. And Richie, of course. Have I mentioned Richie? No, but John Messino has mentioned Richie and how important he's been. So what have we got there? We've got Ogilvie, we've got Schmidt, we've got Regan Poole, we've got Marlon Pack, we've got Murphy, we've got Richie, we've got 8 guys. You could put together a championship team of the Pompey players who are in with a shout of being player of the season. It's going to be fascinating to wait for it and see who gets the verdict. Player of the season from the fans, then player of the season from the club. I'm sorry, I'm thinking. I'm going Josh Murphy. Yeah. The football news agency, The 72, love trying to predict the outcome of Pompey games. And through the season, they've got it spectacularly wrong on almost every occasion. So fingers crossed, they're going to say that when we go to Sheffield Wednesday, we're going to get stuffed.
James Ray. Sheffield Wednesday needed that return to winning ways on Monday. They might not have anything to play for, but having something to celebrate was a must at SWFC amid uncertainty going into the summer. Portsmouth will be out to get a result, but their away record has been poor this season. It's something they really need to improve next campaign if they're to progress. Some will wonder if this could be Rolls' farewell at Hillsborough, this being the last home game of the season amid strong exit links. I can see this ending level at 1-1. Prediction: Sheffield Wednesday 1, Portsmouth 1. Harry Mayles says Sheffield Wednesday were in poor form before they beat Middlesbrough last time out. SWFC showed good character to come from behind to win against Borough. Danny Roll will be wanting more of the same from his players. He will want the Owls to end this season on a high. As for Portsmouth, they have secured their safety and can play with freedom. John Messino has done a great job in charge of Pompey this term. They should be full of confidence ahead of this one. It wouldn't be a surprise to see them go to Hillsborough and get another win. Prediction: Sheffield Wednesday 1, Portsmouth 2.
Can I just go off on a tangent on one, and it's this, and it's a bit of a bugbear of mine. It's abbreviations, and I don't like SWFC for Sheffield Wednesday. They're Wednesday. You don't. It actually takes longer to say SWFC than it does to say Sheffield Wednesday. It doesn't take you quite so long to write it, I know, but that's beside the point. What's the one that really Oh, I know. You know www. Well, World Wide Web is actually quicker than saying www. www. It's about 9 phases. Whereas World Wide Web, bim bom bam, been there, done it, got it. So I'll shut up now and I'll go on about the fact that they are still hoping that Pompey can, and this is getting to be a bit of a yawn now this season overcome their appalling away record. We all know that. You don't have to quote it again and again and again. Just because you're a football writer, it doesn't mean to say you necessarily have to fill the page with the blooming obvious. Okay? Come at us with a little bit of insight, something different, a further thought. Maybe why is Pompey's away record so appalling? That will be interesting. But the fact that it is, it shouldn't dampen your day. It shouldn't detain you a moment. It's a simple given fact. So thanks very much, guys. Yes, we've got an away record that we are ashamed of. Yes, we've got a home record, which is that of a promotion-seeking side. We know it. Move on. Give us some new stuff. That's what we want. Now, talking about new stuff, Harry Mail is saying that we're going to win at Sheffield Wednesday. Now, we carry these guys' predictions on Pompey Sound pretty much every Friday for the coming game, and I think this is the first time that Harry has said that Pompey are going to get all 3 points. Now, they've turned out to be wrong in lots of ways down the season. In fact, it's becoming a bit of a drinking game, working out how inaccurate this lot's predictions turn out to be. But nevertheless, he says we'll win. His mate says we'll get a draw. Do you think we'll get something? Do you care? Do you care if we lost 3-0? I mean, you might be coming down the motorway for 5 hours because you went, and if you did, hats off. But do you really care about the result? I'm on to the first game of next season already. I'm on to the fixture list when we find out when we're playing that lot up the road. Come on. And our first fixture. And our last fixture as well, because it might matter. That's what I'm looking forward to. Sheffield Wednesday, I could honestly stand at the game with my back to the pitch. I'm afraid I care that little. I would care if we were going to play some of the youngsters who we haven't really seen properly. Because we haven't seen Blair. We haven't seen much of Bellingham. He's injured, so we're not going to see any more of him this season. But Cade Gordon, I would like to see him run around for a full 90 minutes. I'd like to see O'Mahony run around for a full 90 minutes, see what he's got. And Yengi. Are we forgetting about Yengi? Has he packed his bags? Time will tell. Time will tell. Anyway, that lot at the 72 reckon we're at the very least going to draw, and we're just as likely to win up at Sheffield Wednesday. What do you say?